Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into something that is going to completely flip how you think about changing your habits. We're looking at behavior change scientist Shahroo Izadi. You might have seen her viral interview on the Diary of a CEO, but we are going to break down her deeply personal journey of losing 120 pounds by, get this, completely dropping the tough love myth. We're looking at exactly how she achieved this, not by hating herself into a smaller body, but through a radical, structured approach she calls the kindness method. So, what does it actually take to lose 120 pounds? Well, normally when we see a massive physical transformation like that, we just assume it was all grueling diets and punishing discipline, right? We're kind of programmed to think we have to be our own strictest drill sergeant. But what if that conventional wisdom is actually totally backwards? What if the real secret to long-term change is the exact opposite of punishing yourself? To really get this, we've got to start where Shahroo started. At her absolutely heaviest, she weighed 126 kilos, and she was desperate. Like so many of us, she was completely trapped in this societal belief that if she could just make her physical body smaller, then all her internal struggles, the anxiety, the lack of boundaries, the self-doubt, would just magically disappear. Her entire self-worth was literally hanging on a number on a scale. She later said, "I was using food as a drug, and it eventually culminated in me secretly getting a gastric band fitted." I mean, this is huge because it shows the unbelievable hidden lengths we'll go to when we're running on shame. She wasn't just overeating. Food was her numbing agent, and the shame was so heavy that she secretly got major surgery just to force herself to stop. And looking at this timeline, you can see how it all unfolded. The trauma from childhood bullying in the 90s morphed into a severe binge eating disorder in the 2000s, which of course led to that secret gastric band. But here is the terrifying climax. Her body totally rejected it. She had to have it removed in emergency surgery. The band didn't fix her relationship with food. It just piled physical pain on top of the emotional shame. Section 1. Why tough love fails. The myth of punishing yourself into change. Okay, think about the total absurdity of our internal self-talk for a second. If a loved one messes up, what do we say? "You got this, it's just a blip, I believe in you." But when we fail, oh man, we are brutal. We act like a terrible, punishing teacher. We call ourselves weak, stupid, and say we should just throw the whole plan away. Why on earth are we so quick to offer grace to everyone else, but completely withhold it from ourselves? After working in addiction treatment, Shahroo had this massive epiphany. I wasn't meant to be making my body smaller. I was meant to understand why I didn't like myself enough to take the same advice I'd give someone else. The weight wasn't the actual root problem. The root problem was a profound lack of self-worth. Changing her body wasn't going to fix her mind. She had to fix her mind before she had any chance of safely changing her body. Section 2. The kindness method, a revolutionary approach to habit change. This epiphany directly created her core framework. By definition, the kindness method is a behavioral change strategy that focuses on curious, compassionate self-inquiry rather than shame. It literally flips the script. It means checking in with yourself privately without a shred of judgment and treating yourself with the exact same grace you'd offer a close friend. If you're struggling to change a habit right now, Shahroo suggests this totally counterintuitive approach. Stop looking at your bad habit as a problem and start looking at how it's serving you as a solution. Her binge eating wasn't just a willpower failure. It was doing a job for her. It was self-soothing. Once you drop the shame and see the habit as a coping mechanism, you can finally figure out a healthier way to solve that same internal problem. Section 3. Compassion meets firmness. Kindness doesn't mean giving in. Now, a lot of people hear kindness and think it means being super soft. Does being kind to yourself mean doing whatever you want, whenever you want? Like, does it give you a free pass to eat junk food at 3 a.m. or completely ignore your goals just because it feels good in the moment? No, absolutely not. Shahroo uses this brilliant analogy of an 11 a.m. treat. Imagine you stop giving a kid their daily unhealthy treat. Naturally, they're going to cry and kick off, right? A good parent validates that crying with deep compassion. They don't scream at the kid for being upset, but they hold firm. They do not give the treat. You repeat this until the child learns they are totally safe without it. And that leads to this exact internal dialogue you need when a craving hits. You scream all you want, babe. That doesn't mean I'm going to do what you want. It's holding immense, loving compassion for the discomfort of the craving, paired with totally unyielding, strict firmness in your actions. You validate the urge, but you do not obey it. Section 4. Applying behavioral friction, putting space between trigger and response. So how do we actually do this when our motivation dips? Enter behavioral friction. This means imposing deliberate speed bumps or obstacles to disrupt an autopilot bad habit. You're creating space to make a conscious choice. Instead of relying on raw motivation, which we know comes and goes, you design your environment to literally slow you down. Look at Shahroo's personal strategy for her late-night Deliveroo habit. She noticed her trigger was writing at 1 a.m., so she deleted her credit card details and address from the app. Not because she hated herself, but to add friction. When that 1 a.m. urge hit, she couldn't just click one button on autopilot. She literally forced herself to get up, find her wallet, and type in the numbers. That extra couple of minutes is all her brain needed to wake up and remember why she didn't actually want to do it. Same thing for this sweet drawer strategy. If you mindlessly reach for sweets when you're stressed, just move your stash to a highly inconvenient spot in your house. It forces your brain off autopilot. You have to consciously get up and walk over there, which disrupts that automatic loop and gives your kind, firm internal voice a chance to step in. So I'll leave you with this to think about. What stubborn habit can you apply a little kindness and behavioral friction to today? Instead of starting yet another punishing, super critical cycle of tough love, which we know doesn't work, where can you afford to step back, put in a speed bump, and be a strict but incredibly loving friend to yourself right now? Give it some thought and see what happens when you treat yourself with a little grace.